In case you missed it, here's Dave and Cheryl's favorite moments of the week.
Throw out all of your face creams, cancel your gym membership. Turns out, if you want to look younger and hotter, all you have to do is
be more thoughtful towards people. Yeah, apparently this isn't some hippie deal, but apparently being compassionate literally affects the aging process for the better. Our DNA markers that correspond to aging are called telomeres, and they get shorter as we get older, which is what makes us age. But scientists have found that people who are truly compassionate, loving, and empathetic keep their telomeres big and strong for a longer time.
So go figure. If you're nice to people, maybe pay it forward, do some good deeds every once in a while, you get rewarded for it.
Yeah. The more compassionate you are, the more attractive and younger you apparently will look.
So get out there. Be nice today.
Yum. Science. It's not rocket science.
Check it out. I blinded us with science.
In space news to kick us off today, scientists think wormholes actually exist. Basically shortcuts through space, and we may have already detected them without even realizing it. The theory is they're almost identical to black holes. Yeah, well, I guess maybe they need to send a probe through first. Maybe not the first person to discover it.
Interesting.
Probe go through there first.
Hey, could lead to, that's why we can jump through time travel.
Well, that's Star Trek, all those things, shows have done that.
Hey, eating avocados apparently reduces the risk of heart attacks for both men and women. But you do have to eat it in place of things like butter, cheese, or processed meats. Researchers at Harvard found that eating at least 2 servings of avocado a week can reduce the risk of heart attack by 21% compared to people who avoid or rarely eat avocados. Here's the thing, though. You do have to eat it instead of things like eggs, yogurt, cheese, margarine, butter, or processed meats.
So cut out all that. Replace it with avocado.
Who would have thought eating a vegetable instead of bacon would be better for me?
Is it, though? Scientists in South Korea, they've come up with a new technology that will cut the time it takes to charge electric cars to just 9 seconds.
What?
Allowing owners to fill up faster than anything else. And even those plugging in at home will have their recharging time slashed from 10 hours to 3 minutes.
Wow.
That's incredible.
That's
New device
quick.
Uses the laws of quantum physics to power all the battery cells at once instead of one at a time. Yes, but this is how we create wormholes in our garages. And then suddenly you're falling through, right? So recharging, they say, will be a fraction of the amount of time that it would normally take now.
So it'd be like pulling up to a pump, plugging it in, and it'd take a couple minutes. Like it would be as long as it would take you to fill it up with a tank of gas.
Now, your hydro bill will be $10,000 every time you plug it in. However...
Well, I guess you just have to do it so that it fills up overnight, like when hydro's cheap.
Off-peak? Is that something?
Yes, during off-peak hours. Hey, archaeologists over in England have started to excavate a tomb that is thought to be more than 5,000 years old. Now, that in itself isn't too unusual, but this dig is attracting a lot of attention because it's taking place at what's known as Arthur's Stone. Yes, that Arthur, the King Arthur of Camelot. I mean... There's debates as to whether he actually existed. So archaeologists aren't really expecting to find the remains of a maybe king, but they do hope this Neolithic tomb could shed light on just what life was like in that era.
And finally, in survival news, a team in Switzerland has invented edible drones with wings made of rice cakes. So you'd fly a few of them in if someone got stranded, and they could eat them. Each drone is 300 calories.
Yes, but is it gluten-free, Dave?
Delicious, delicious drones. When I was a kid, if my dad was making Kraft dinner, he wouldn't put anything in it other than the sauce stuff.
Like the cheese packet? No butter? No milk?
Nothing.
Not even water?
I don't think so. It was so dry, and again, he just didn't cook very often. My mom was a stay-at-home mom.
And I think he just
not feeling well.
Too lazy to read the box.
Maybe they should have made the directions clear. Maybe my dad should have sued them.
Like this woman down in Florida, she is suing Kraft, the makers of Velveeta's microwavable shells and cheese cups, because she says they lies about how long it takes to prepare. So she claims she's bought the product several times in the past few months. Paid a premium for a pack of 8. And she says the box says that the cups are, quote, ready in 3.5 minutes. But she says that's not true, and they know it.
So there's a 4-step set of instructions printed on the box. The microwaving alone takes 3.5 minutes. That's apparently what they're referring to. But she argues that the box implies that the whole process takes that long.
Because they say ready in 3.5 minutes, not cooks in 3.5 minutes.
So the rest of the steps are removing the lid of the cup, add water, and after microwaving for 3.5 minutes, stir in the cheese sauce. It doesn't say how long it took her to complete all of those steps. So they filed a lawsuit asking for more than $5 million in damages.
And the idea is that people are paying more for this product than maybe similar ones that are not making a deceptive statement. Now, the lawsuit admits that if the box said it took 3.5 minutes to cook instead of ready in 3.5 minutes, there would be no problem.
No comment yet from Kraft on this one.
I feel like they'll just change the box, offer her some money to go away. Otherwise, they'll
not that you shouldn't
drag her through the courts, right? Because that's the thing is you're taking on this huge corporation that has, let's be honest, pretty much unlimited money and lawyers to fight you.
Nothing says that you can't, if you feel wronged, go after a corporation. But in this case, I feel this one may get thrown out of court. But this one didn't. A man in France just won a lawsuit after his old company fired him for not being, quote, fun enough.
So it worked for a business consulting firm in Paris, and they fired him back in 2015 because he refused to go to their mandatory end-of-week parties that they threw. Apparently, he says drinking in excess was encouraged at the parties, and there was also some hazing involved. So he didn't want any part of it, so he was just like, no, I'm not going. And his boss was like, well, you're no fun. So they fired him, but he came back and sued them, and he's now won.
Yeah, an appeals court just sided with him this month and said the policy violated his fundamental right to dignity and privacy. No kidding. Now he could walk away with close to $500,000. He's gotten $3,100 of it so far, but there's another hearing where he could end up getting the rest of that money
in damages. So
is this a workplace or a frat house?
Well, I don't blame him. What if you get a job there and you're like, I don't drink? A lot of people don't.
Or maybe you do, but you don't want to go to that excess or be drinking with coworkers.
Yeah, or be around people that are excessively drinking. Because they might not push you to drink, but I'm sure there's some peer pressure going on.
Why do I feel like this company's run by a bunch of bros, like, come on,
But they're French bros, so...
And peer pressure and all that kind of stuff going on. I'm glad he won. As we roll through the holidays, you start getting together with friends and family. Hopefully there's not that one person that's just way too competitive, because it could lead to a bad situation.
Yeah, so we're asking our question of the day. If there's one relative you want to not invite to the holidays, I think this guy has been uninvited for the rest of his life. That's because a game of Monopoly turned a little violent. Apparently the family was drinking and playing Monopoly. A guy by the name of John started fighting with his stepdad, knocked over the board game, turned over furniture, and then they took the fight outside and a gun was drawn.
Yeah, at some point, John was cut in the head. He responded by pulling a gun, chasing his stepdad and stepsister down the street. He did fire a shot, but thankfully he, quote, aimed at the ground and no one was hurt. He was arrested. He's facing multiple charges. Unclear how far they were into the game, if they were multiple hours, or in this case, probably multiple drinks.
Honestly, Monopoly is not my favorite board game. I'm not a huge board game person, but Monopoly has to be my least favorite. You're taking all the things that suck about life, paying rent, and turning it into a board game. No, thank you.
The other one, the game of life. We live the game of life every day. I don't need to spin a wheel to try and make money.
That's fun when you're young, but yeah, as an adult, it's like, why? These are like the worst parts of life. Why am I playing a board game about it?
As the holidays descend upon us, we are going to be eating a lot more, and apparently we're all okay with that.
Yeah, apparently when you're shopping for Christmas gifts for other people, you should also be purchasing pants a size larger, because they say the average person expects to gain 5.5 pounds between now and January 1st.
42% admit they use the holidays as an excuse to eat whatever they want, and most people start right about now. 60% say they stop worrying about it by mid-November, And here's some of the other ways we maybe indulge a bit too much.
41% of us say we will eat more than one dessert after a meal. So not just one, more than one.
Eating the same meal more than once a day, like Thanksgiving leftovers for lunch and dinner, 35% said yes. Well, you can't let that go to waste.
35% said they also eat more than 3 meals in a day.
Well, define meals. Some people like maybe smaller sizes and eat more, but it's probably not what we're doing.
How many times do you get invited to someone's house over the holidays and it's like just appetizers everywhere, right?
And so then you're basically eating a meal. Bigger late night snacks, 26% do that. And eating so much that we feel sick, 17% of us are guilty of that.
But, everything changes January 1st. A diet and exercise are 2 of the top New Year's resolutions once again. But 24% of people, they're still carrying around that extra weight from last year's holiday. So you're packing 5 pounds on top of the 5 pounds you put on last year. So
it all adds up.
And now it's time to put some good in your morning. The good news brought to you by Almar Home Improvements. 519-351-5666.
Great city of San Francisco this morning. A man had the goal of completing 30 acts of kindness before his 30th birthday. Now, he's not necessarily close to completing that. He just completed act number 3.
His name is Brian, and apparently he was nervous about turning 30 next year. So he decided he was going to write down all the things in his life that he's grateful for. And he said it was at that moment that he realized that, really every sort of wonderful thing that has happened to him was thanks to others. So he decided 30 acts of kindness by 30 was the way to go. So he just completed his 3rd act. So the first one, he made more than 400 desserts for firefighters.
My goodness.
For his 2nd act, he donated 150 supply kits for schools in Oakland. About $12,000 worth of supplies was donated by 18 sponsors from across the country.
So these are not small things that he's doing.
No, which is why it's taking him a little while. But his 3rd act was pretty cool. He packaged up 118 care boxes and hand-delivered them to local animal shelter workers.
So those boxes had healthy snacks, essential oils, vitamins, and a lot more to them as well, supporting their mental and physical health. He said, just seeing the reactions is the reason why I'm doing this, and the goal here is to put a smile on their faces and inspire others to give back in their own way. He's been documenting his acts on social media, so his 30 acts of kindness for 30, he hopes that others will see them and be inspired to give back as well. So it's not just a fleeting, quick act of kindness. He's really putting a lot of thought into this.
Yeah, and it sounds like he only really started this maybe a couple months ago. So to get these 3 sort of big acts of kindness already is amazing. So you can follow along. 30 acts by 30 is his handle on Instagram, and that's where he posts everything that he's done so far.
Brian Silico's great thing he's doing in San Francisco. Your good news story with Almar this morning. You can see past good news stories we've talked about at country929.com. There's always something new on TikTok, something I'm still not on yet. I haven't joined the TikTok train just yet.
No, I have to show them to you.
You do. You have to bring me your phone
no.
to show me what the new things on TikTok is. This is interesting, though. So if you have blemishes, if you suffer from acne, the best face wash to use is actually not face wash at all. It's a specific kind of shampoo is what they're saying.
Anti-dandruff shampoo, Head and Shoulders. And you don't even need to use the actual Head and Shoulders. You could use the no-name version of it.
So it's just something, there's an active ingredient that helps. There's an influencer, Elise Myers, posted about it recently, and she started off this trend. So it's all Elise's fault.
Yes. So it's funny. I remember seeing this, and she said once she got big on social media, some of these skincare companies started sending her stuff to use. And so she, wanted to try it out. And she said her skin got worse. So she decided to go back to the thing that her dermatologist had told her when she was in middle school, which was to use Head and Shoulders shampoo to wash her face because the zinc in it is great for your skin. So she went back to it, and she said her skin has cleared pretty much right up. And now other people are now posting their own videos, tagging Elise in them and being like, I thought you were nuts, but I was, willing to try anything. And they're like, the results have been amazing.
Now, it's not 100% success rate. just depends on who you are and what your makeup is all about. But there's mixed results. Some say she's a genius for bringing this up. It works wonderfully. Others say it actually had the opposite effect and the acne got worse. So maybe it's worth a try, but don't think it's a guarantee. The dermatologist who weighed in, they say it's safe for most people to try, and Head & Shoulders does have a few things in it that can help with acne. But there's a whole lot of things that go on with our skin depending on who you are. So it might not help. It could, but it could just dry everything out and make your complexion worse.
Yeah. So I think it probably really depends on maybe what is causing your acne and sort of what the issue is causing it. And so it might help, but I mean, if you've been having some issues, it's worth a shot.
It's worth a shot, and always, consult your doctor, your dermatologist, see what the best course of action is. But if you're struggling with some acne, if you have some Head & Shoulders or the store generic brand lying around, it might be worth a try.
Now is the time.
And now it's time for...
Are you kidding me?
I say it's ridiculous, but I can also see myself purchasing one or two of these.
Guess I know what to get you for Christmas this year, Mike.
Big hint. Hot Pockets and an apparel company have created a pair of cargo shorts with insulated pockets. So there's literally a hot pocket, and it's specifically for transporting heated Hot Pockets.
So it's a Hot Pocket?
It's a hot... a Hot Pocket. So normally you look at it first glance, okay, they're a normal pair of beige cargo shorts, but they have a cargo pocket on one thigh labeled hot with the message, insert sandwich here. The pocket on the other side is labeled cold. Oh, so you can have both. You may have a drink on your other thigh.
Oh, interesting.
Nah, I'd get it. The front also has a graphic of a devil that says, stay heated. Stay heated. It's limited edition. It will go on sale in 10 days, and it's in all sizes, small through extra large, on the Hot Pockets online website, if you want to check that out. No word on how much it costs, but the shorts will come with one coupon redeemable for Hot Pockets. So get a pair of cargo shorts and get a coupon for Hot Pockets.
Here's the thing, though. You can also get a matching hoodie, but this feels like a marketing fail. It doesn't come with an actual Hot Pocket. I feel like the little pocket in the front would be a perfect spot for a Hot Pocket.
I love hoodies, and they missed out on a sale for me, because if it had a Hot Pocket in the hoodie, totally on that.
So, Hot Pocket and a Hot Pocket.
Also, I just found out recently that you can't get either Little Debbie snacks nor Bugles in Canada anymore.
Apparently, Little Debbie was forced to pull its sweet treats off of store shelves right across Canada. The product maker confirmed that, the staples like Swiss rolls, honey buns, no longer available in Canada. They said it wasn't their decision. Their sole distributor in Canada chose to terminate their business relationship.
Terrible idea.
So I guess now they're looking for a new distributor.
And recently, and somebody brought this up on social media a little while ago, but there's no more Bugles. You can't find Bugles anymore, and I am literally distraught over this. That was one of my favorite snacks.
What?
Yeah.
I love putting them on your fingers, right?
That's right, yeah. Just little cones on top of your fingers. And, on top of that, they were delicious. But also, you can put them on your fingers. Yeah, they're no longer anywhere in Canada. We're getting...
Will they bring them
back? I hope so.
Maybe if we get angry enough, they will.
But it is kind of... the good part is you can get Hot Pockets in your clothing now. So there's no longer Bugles, but you can get cargo shorts with a literal Hot Pocket in it. So I guess it's 50-50.
You've been listening to Dave and Cheryl's favorite moments of the week.